My name's Joe.
Ed.
We're GameSoup. We like you, and we would like to thank the publisher, Grab the Games, for providing us with a copy of this title.
Gun crazy.
And the developer, Ritual Games, for creating this title. I was actually looking forward to this game for like a year. I had this on my wish list for a long time.
Are you serious?
And
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
actually.
I've had this on my wish list for a long time, and I almost forgot about it because I haven't been really keeping track of it. But Grab the Games contacted us like a week ago and offered us a key for Gun Crazy. And I was like, wait, Gun Crazy's coming out this soon?
And it's published by Grab the Games. They're no slouch, right? They're no slouches. They're real.
So, of course, I immediately accepted, and I played it a few times.
Everything's trying to kill me.
And here we are, playing it now on GS. Yes, there's a lot of action in this game.
Oh, no.
It's almost like... It has almost as many explosions on screen as Expert Mode in Gunstar Heroes.
Oh, no. This is a lot.
Now, if you've played Gunstar Heroes, you might be saying, is this Gunstar Heroes, or is this Gun Crazy? It's Gun Crazy. It's not Gunstar Heroes.
Okay.
But you can see it takes many cues from Gunstar Heroes. There's no way that the developer of this game did not play Gunstar Heroes and probably Alien Soldier and many other treasure games such as Mischief Makers and what's a really obscure one? Stretch Panic.
Stretch Panic.
There's Fall Through.
What the hell? For PlayStation 2.
You gotta jump. You gotta jump.
How did I know? I mean, how do you know?
Because you can see the flashing there. I get Ed doesn't play these games. Ed's the one playing. Ed doesn't play these games. I knew immediately what to do when I got to this boss.
Oh.
It's the old fall through like the turtle in Contra 3.
Well, excuse me, I was too busy shooting to pay attention to everything else.
Well, anyway.
That's why I'm bad at these games.
That's okay. Ed's playing so that Joe can review the game. Joe has played through the game. I beat the game. It took me 3 tries to beat the version of the game that I played. The game has been updated over the last week, so I'm curious to see if he made any major changes to the game since before and since then and now.
Oh dear, what is that thing? It was like a green dinosaur looking thing.
So I do like the game. I am going to say that up front. However, I have many critiques of the game, which I think will hopefully be helpful to the developer, Ritual Games, because I really think this game could be good or great. With a few small changes would probably make it quite good, and many changes could make it really a great title.
I already have one suggestion. Fixed shot. That must be number one on your list.
Well, that's one of the things that was on my list. Yeah, having a button that fixes the shot would be useful. Now, the way that Gunstar Heroes solved the problem of staying still while shooting, it was called Fixed Shot. I believe that's the first game that I remember actually introducing the nomenclature for Fixed Shot and Free Shot. This game is Free Shot. You always move. Like while you're shooting, if you press a direction, your character will always move. With Fixed Shot, if you're shooting, your character will not move. I used to play Gunstar Heroes with Fixed Shot always.
But
so whenever you were shooting, you would have to be. No, you can't stand on them. No.
Whoops.
And yeah, a lot of the enemies in this game really remind me of old Sega Genesis treasure style enemies. They're made out of these circle segments and stuff. It's a really nice homage. It has a lot of nostalgia for me. This kind of art style. I really like it actually. But yeah, the way that Gunstar Heroes solved the problem was at the beginning of the game you chose to play as either Fixed Shot. You chose either Fixed Shot or Free Shot, meaning that when you shoot, you either can move or it fixes your character in place so that you can aim while staying still. The way that most games now would handle it would be to just have one of the shoulder buttons. Oh, you didn't solve the puzzle. You were supposed to build stairs out of that. So, wait, how did you get up there?
There's a double jump.
But you could double jump through these.
That might be patched, you think? Since you played?
I thought you couldn't jump through those.
Oh.
I think maybe it was patched so that now you can jump through these. But I could have sworn that these concrete blocks were not fall through before. Maybe I'm an idiot. But that kind of defeats the purpose of that puzzle beforehand. And look at this big enemy. Look at this big robot.
He's so big.
Yeah, I love this. He's like Blockman from Mischief Makers.
He is.
Like everything in this game, it's pretty much an homage to treasure games. Let's face it.
Everything's so big.
In
fact, things are so big it's difficult to read at times.
So yeah, I mean, I know it's going to add another button to your controls, but
there's only 3 buttons anyway.
Yeah,
so.
There's 3 buttons. There's dash, shoot, and jump, and there's double jump in the game, but that is the same button as the jump button, of course. So I would add a fixed shot. Now, if you wanted to go even a step further, I don't think it's necessary for this game. I actually probably wouldn't do it because it might overcomplicate things, but you could try it out. You could have a fixed aim button. Now, the newer Contra games from Shattered Soldier on would have a button that would fix the way that the character is aiming, but allow the character to move freely. So this is just another way of giving the player even more freedom of control. Now, it's a little bit confusing for newer players, and it takes longer to get used to the buttons, but it isn't. You can make it so that the game's not necessary to need to do that, to need to fix your aim, but it's kind of an extra quality of life, I guess, for a more experienced player to be able to fix their aim and be able to move their character. Like, for instance, here, you could be constantly shooting the boss if you could have your aim fixed to the right. And then you could jump around while holding down is the L trigger in Contra Shattered Soldier, which is the first game I remember having that. So you could add that. I don't think that's 100% necessary, but I would definitely add the free shot. So yeah, I'm a big fan of old treasure games, if you can't tell. So I could be modest, but I'll just be honest. I'm probably one of the best guys to review this game.
Hearts.
Yeah, I mean, Gunstar Heroes was my favorite game of all time for like 10 or 15 years. For like,
what is this? What?
Longer than any other game. It was my favorite game of all time.
What?
You got to destroy these balls.
Is this the bonus round or is this the actual
level?
This
is the level. This is level 2.
Oh, okay. Balloons.
Yeah, my favorite genres are shmups, brawlers, and Metroidvanias. And 2 out of 3 of those genres are arcade genres. And this game is in that arcade genre, I would say. Yeah, I guess while we're in this level, I could give my critique of this particular level. I don't think this is the strongest level in the game. I think it's all right. The enemy is kind of boring. Obviously, it's just balls, right?
I guess. Is this the whole stage?
Yeah, most of the stage is just shooting these balls.
Oh. Ooh, that's fun.
So I'm not sure I would necessarily take the stage out of the game, but I might make it one of the later stages. Now that would probably take some rebalancing, like making this level harder and making the level that you replace it with, which would probably be maybe level 4 or something, easier. And also, like, it's got the police cars going with you here, and then the police car is playing a major part in the next level, so it would be kind of a mess to change at this point. But so I wouldn't say that would be one of my most important changes that I will make to the game at all. But I just think it's probably the weakest level overall in the game, so I wouldn't want to put it as the second level, because I would want to make a good impression on the player.
I thought there were iframes
earlier on. No, there's no iframes in the dash.
I learned that just now.
Yeah, I actually find myself not really using the dash that often. I think part of it is because the hitbox on the character is... What? Oh, you have to... When that thing pops out, when you see it pop out, dash. It takes really perfect timing. Ready, dash. Nope, not quite perfect enough. So, yeah, it's possible to dodge. Oh yeah, this is another pattern. This kind of game, you pretty much have to memorize in order to be good at. You have to memorize these patterns. So this one, you're going to want to dodge to the right now. Get ready to move right very fast. There you go. This is his last wave. If you were hitting him enough, but I don't know if you were hitting him enough, so he's probably going to do this for a while. Yeah, he's going to do this for probably a while till you kill him. Oh no, whoa! I've never seen this phase before.
I'm just that great at the game, man. I just really am. I'm the best. I'm the best at these games that require dexterity.
So, yeah, I like the design philosophy and incentives that an arcade game can provide. Like, that's... I wish that we could design within those parameters, within those incentives now, more freely. But just the way that game design is now, people don't really have that kind of patience. They don't have the same kind of... the incentives are much different now, because we have access to so much entertainment at all times now at our fingertips that... and we don't need to leave our homes to get the coolest graphics and to be blown away by a cool video game. So the incentives are a lot different now than they used to be. This game really sticks to the old incentives, and I think there are people that are interested in that. There are a limited number of credits in this game, by the way. So you're gonna die. Right. I think the next time you die, actually, Ed, you are gonna be at the game over screen. So the incentive. I think you can still design with those incentives in mind, but you're going to have... There's only going to be a limited number of players who are going to be interested in playing your game. I'm one of them. I'm certainly one of them. I have the patience, and I like the design philosophy of an arcade game of needing to master the game before I can really beat the game. And I like trying to beat a game on 1 credit, or beat a game on 1 life, or beat a game without getting hit even. I used to do that when I had, way too much time on my hands. I used to try to beat Contra games. I beat the original Contra without getting hit, and Ed and I have both beaten Time Crisis 2 without getting hit. That's an example of an arcade game that we've done, and yeah, some others, but so the object of arcade games used to be to blow the player away with some engaging and fast-paced gameplay, cool-looking visuals, right, and just to see what the next boss is going to look like. That's usually what some of the coolest visuals in an old arcade game was, but you can't really do that anymore because we can be, like, almost every game is going to blow us away. Like the AAA games, what they can do now, and even indie games, like we have the same level of graphics at home we have the highest level of graphics at home as we could have in an arcade, or even better at home, if we have a Super PC, right?
Oh god.
So they don't really have that advantage anymore.
What the hell? I didn't even see that. I'm dead.
And another thing that changes in an arcade design philosophy is that you want to kill the player in a way that feels somewhat fair, but you also want to kill them as fast as you can, but you don't want to frustrate them to the point of quitting the game, because each time you kill the player and they can still stay engaged and excited without being too frustrated, that's another coin they're going to put in the game, right?
Right.
Ed, you're going to have to do another round because I've got more notes.
All right.
On the game, yeah.
Oh, come on. I got hit already.
I keep these little notepads next to me at my desk at home. I use them when I'm playing Magic the Gathering on Arena, and I write down the cards that my opponent is playing so that I know what to sideboard against them. But also I use them for more useful things, like writing notes while I was playing this game, and while we're developing our games, whenever I need to write something down. Anyway, who cares why I keep notepads on my desk?
I'm frustrated, Joe, because I want to shoot at things, but I'm forced to turn around and stop moving, and
yeah,
I really want that
Yeah, I think a fixed shot button, not necessarily a fixed aim button, but I think just the fixed shot button would really help the game out some.
Because I already died twice, and I don't want that. I don't want to die. I do not like.
So yeah, it's a bold approach to take the arcade design philosophy style for this game for a 2019 home release title. You don't really have to say home release because all video games are home release now. There's basically no such thing as arcades, at least not in the West.
Get Shrek.
But I love arcade games, so this is like a brand new arcade game coming out for me.
That's what I thought about Ghost Grab 3000.
Yeah, Ghost Grab was...
That
but
felt
even
like
that had progression. That has, like, between game progression. This has none of that. This is just pure. This is pure, unadulterated, just gameplay. I love it. That's, like... I love that kind of game design. It's archaic at this point, but I have nostalgia for it, and I still think there's a place for it. Like, obviously, I mean, I'm a customer of this kind of game, so, and I know there are other fans of this style of game out there, so I don't think there's no market for it, but it's a small market at this point.
Oh, dude!
So anyway, yeah, it's a bold choice to do. So, did we talk about rebindable controls?
No.
This game doesn't have them. I think that would be number one, even over putting fixed shot in the game. I think I would have just the controls that there already are be rebindable.
Sorry, why does it say I have 10 ammo, but I'm shooting regular ammo?
I'm really not sure.
I
really don't know. I really don't know, young man, why this is happening.
I thought I was missing something, but I don't know.
I love that the bosses blink. Like when he's almost dead. There's no life bar, but he just starts blinking more to show you that he's near death. So much nostalgia for that kind of stuff. But yeah, it needs to have rebindable controls because the buttons are A is jump, X is shoot. This is on Xbox controller. A is jump, X is shoot, and B is dash. Which I really need the dash to be on a shoulder button, preferably for me L.
Yeah,
it's just so much. It's just so much more comfortable. When I was playing this, we're actually using Joy-to-Key right now in order to fix that problem. We're using an outside program in order to use the L button to dash.
Wait, that thing is not here anymore, is it?
Yeah, it is. You missed it though. You can't scroll back.
What are you talking about?
You missed it. You have to blow up those green boxes that were back there.
Oh, I didn't know it was in a box.
Yeah, you had to blow up those green boxes.
I can't walk backwards 3 feet.
No, you can't walk backwards in this game. It does not scroll backwards. I'm not really sure what the reason for not scrolling backwards is actually.
I guess there's no reason to. I mean, well, there is clearly, but
I'm not. Yeah, I really don't know. I don't know why you can't scroll backwards. There might be a design reason for it. That's not something I would necessarily think needs to be changed. There might be a good reason for it that we're just not thinking of. And even if there's not a good reason for it, it's not that detrimental to the gameplay to not be able to go back to the left. Dude. So yeah, it needs to be able to rebind the controls. I know it's probably a pain in the ass at this point in development to do it, depending on how you coded your controls. But
maybe. But
yeah, it's pretty important.
All right.
I don't know. So yeah, a lot of the enemy designs, for instance, there are slimes. There's those little green slimes that jump at you.
There are slimes. I mean,
we harp on this on Game Soup, but even if you give them some kind of personality, like even if it wouldn't be a perfect solution. Like the easy solution would be just throw some eyes on them. Just on each frame, just throw some eyes on them. You know, same thing for these balls. Just put some eyes on them.
Yeah, these are like just
a
plain
face or
red
something.
Rubber balls.
Yeah. Or like a melon bread face. If you know melon bread, I'm sure the developers know who melon bread is. You could put melon bread's nose was a ball that looked exactly like this. But you could put a whole melon bread face on each ball. Well, maybe not. I don't know if you have enough pixels to do that. You might be able to. Just give it some kind of personality.
Yeah, when you go through all the trouble to make and release a game, I think you can do better than a completely plain red ball.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, there is some cool sprite art in the game, like the car and the main character, and there's that big robot guy.
Robot.
Uh-oh. And also these little circles, these little metal circles with the little glowing core that shoot the bullets at you. Mm-hmm. Like, throw some eyes on them. Like, that's a simple solution. You could also change it to something else, like a fly or like a little insect that's flying and floats or something.
But why do that when you can just add eyes, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's like the simplest solution, just to give it a little bit more character and cute personality. Like, the main character has a cool and cute personality to her, but like nothing else in the game does. And I think like in Gunstar Heroes, there was a lot of character to the enemies and to like everything about the game. But to this, really only the main character has that. Everything else is kind of, it's a little bit flat. Not everything else, but some of the other stuff, like the balls and those little circles that shoot the bullets. Hey, you dodged it.
I know.
But yeah, those are they're not as interesting. Here's something that might break the balance of the game. This isn't 100% necessary, and it might require some rebalancing of the game, but the bullets don't go all the way across the screen.
They do not.
I'm not a big fan of that.
Yeah.
The main gun bullets do not go all the way across the screen, but if you get an upgrade, for instance, the laser gun or the machine gun, the bullets do go all the way across the screen, and the spread gun, the exploding spread gun, that does go. All the other guns do go across the screen, the upgrade guns, but they don't last very long. You're stuck with the basic gun, which is powerful enough, I think, from what I can tell. It seems to be powerful enough. I don't have a way of measuring exactly the numbers of how much damage everything is dealing, but it seems powerful enough. But it doesn't go all the way across the screen. I mean, you could even lower the damage of it a little bit if it went all the way across the screen. There's just been points where I find it annoying that it doesn't go all the way across. This level actually in particular shows that off pretty well. You can move the car around, by the way. I think you probably knew that. If you go to the edge of the car. Actually, I didn't realize that until the third time I played the game. Yeah, you have to go all the way to the edge. That's a minor thing, but if the car would move when you weren't quite as close to the edge, like you didn't have to go right onto the edge, like right where it looks like you're gonna fall off, because I think that might be why the first couple times I didn't figure out that you could move the car by going all the way to the edge, because I thought it was gonna fall off and get hurt. But like if right there where Ed was just standing, like right near the edge, right about there, the car started moving, and maybe it could move a little slower when you're at that spot and holding left, and then if you hold left even more at that point, then it'll go even faster. Something like that. I mean, that would be over the top. I mean, that would be going above and beyond to fix it, but I think just having the car move a little bit closer, or a little bit closer to the center of the car itself might be a decent little change, but that's not one of the major ones, so it's not that important. So yeah, most of the power-ups in the game, they're few and far between, which is okay, but they mostly just shoot straight. Like even the only one that doesn't shoot straight is the red one, and that's kind of like a spread shot that's also an exploding shot. It shoots a little bit slower than all the other guns, but I guess it's more powerful and it's slightly spread shot. But I think that the power-ups in the game are a little bit too similar. Like the machine gun and the laser are really, really similar. They just do more damage. Like the machine gun has a little bit of a spread to it, but in this game it doesn't really matter for the way the gameplay works.
The laser gun just goes all the way across the screen, which is what you wanted in the first place.
Yeah,
right?
and so does the machine gun. They both do.
Okay,
so there's almost no difference between the two of them. I think maybe the laser gun does more damage, or maybe it's just more accurate, and the machine gun does more damage. I'm not really sure. It doesn't really matter. They both feel about the same. So what the stats are doesn't really matter, because when you're developing a game, you're trying to elicit a feeling more than
oh my god,
more than mathematically make the most perfect game design.
Is my
the car just got destroyed? I have never seen the car get destroyed. That might be new.
Do you think?
That might be new.
I feel like I couldn't have even avoided that.
I never saw the car get destroyed. It didn't even used to smoke, I don't think, before. So, oh yeah, you know what we should have mentioned at the beginning? This game actually is not out for 2 more days from when we're playing it. So the game may be not in its final state.
But pretty close if it's coming out in 2 days.
It's probably pretty close, but I think I don't think it's fair actually to judge the game fully if it is not released yet, even if it is coming out in 2 days. Just, well, I mean, I think it's important to at least put that out there in the beginning.
This is the review copy that we were provided with. This is the version that we're basing this review on, or this coverage on. Yeah, so I mean,
fair enough. But I think it bears mentioning at least that this is a pre-release copy of the game that we're playing. So yeah, I think more variety in the power-ups would be cool. Like the red one that spreads and explodes. I think if that spread a little further, because it spreads like in almost a straight arc. Like the cone is really small. It's like 30 degrees. If it spread at like 45 degrees or something, so it's more like a spread gun, or have a separate gun for a spread gun and a separate gun for the exploding gun, would be cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is the one I'm actually talking about. But see, like it's sort of spreads, but it's pretty much just straight, just wider, right? So to change the spread to make it a little bit, just a wider spread, just so it separates.
Oh, there is music.
Yeah, there's music.
It's just very quiet.
Yeah, the sound effects are pretty loud. The music overall is pretty solid. Like, I like the music in the game quite a bit.
The sound effects are really loud.
Yeah, that might be why we can't hear the music.
It's still pretty loud.
Yeah, I did find myself enjoying the music. It has kind of Sega Genesis, Sega Saturn, kind of a 90s arcade game, and this kind of game style to it. So the dashing in the game it's not really that useful. It doesn't give iframes. I don't think it necessarily has to give iframes, but I actually honestly don't necessarily even know if it has to be in the game. It kind of helps you dodge the bullets once in a while if you're really good at reacting. So I mean, I don't think I would take it out, but it doesn't really serve too much purpose. In the air dash, the air dash is actually necessary to dodge one of the earlier bosses. So I definitely wouldn't take out the dash. But when you dash and then jump, it does not keep your momentum though. Like in Mega Man X, right? Like in pretty much in most games, when you dash and then hit jump, it keeps the momentum, and it's really fucking fun.
Yeah,
to dash to jump, it's a really fun way of mobility in games. So
I mean, you can't even jump out of a dash. You're locked into the dash.
You're locked into the dash until you release the dash button, or until the dash ends. The dash does force it. It does force cancel at a certain point. It's about half a screen length or so.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. What else?
I'm so bad at these games.
There's an air dash. Yeah, so the dash is not as fun as it could be. That's something that's something that could change the balance of the game somewhat, but probably not too much, because the game doesn't really benefit the player moving too fast. Like if the player can dash to jump, like there's always an enemy in your way and you're always going to get hit. Yeah, this is like, I think you have to like dash up into that. Let me see if I can do it. I'll probably get hit though.
I'll do it.
Right.
I can do this. Ready?
You're just dash under.
Watch an expert.
I don't know if this is going to work, man. You can also just duck and shoot, I think. Nope. Wait, when you ducked, you took damage. Wait, the hitbox changed size. The hitbox width gets bigger when you're ducking.
every time I gotten, well, not every time, but a lot of times when I gotten hit, I feel like the hitboxes are very...
The hitbox on the character is large.
It's
I don't know exactly where it is, but it's large.
It's unforgiving. It's generous for the computer and not for you.
Right. It's not generous for the player. But I would.
That's inappropriately generous.
I would lower the size of the hitbox.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I was going to get to, but okay.
Like, it feels bad to get hit when you feel like you shouldn't have gotten hit, and if your gun gets hit, you didn't get hit. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, the hitbox should be a lot smaller. It should be in the... I don't mean it necessarily has to be like 2 pixels in the center of the character. What's that? What's that glowing thing? Can you grab that? What is that?
10 ammo.
10 ammo?
I guess ammo for whatever I pick up next, maybe?
Yeah. Maybe you'll have 2 10 ammo for the next thing.
What the hell? See, what did I even get hit by that time?
So yeah, the dashing. I mean, it's not. It wouldn't give the player really much.
Oh,
are you stuck?
No.
Oh, you can't move through this though.
You just take contact damage. From
yeah. Contact damage.
That's what was.
The game has contact damage.
Right. I guess I should.
Just to finish the dash to jump thing. I don't think it would give the player too much of an advantage to be able to dash into a jump and keep their momentum while they're dashing, and like in Mega Man X, and move really fast, because it would actually be a disadvantage to the player, but it would just feel more correct if it was like that. So it would be a better feel to the game. Again, that's not one of the ones that's 100% necessary, but as far as the ones that are really necessary, I think go rebindable controls. There was another one. I mean, the power-ups, the variety in power-ups, maybe. And fixed shot. That's right. What Ed said was his top.
Oh my God, it's
choice.
so loud. All right, I even turned it down.
And player hit. Oh yeah, the player hitbox needs to be smaller.
Absolutely.
That might actually even be the most important. Like, this game it's so close. I don't know if I've ever seen a game that's like so close. Like, I like it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like it, but I don't love it. Like, I wanted to really love this game. I love the games that it's paying homage to so much, and I feel like this it's almost there. Like, I've never seen a game that's like so close to being there, to being good or great. Yeah, so the first boss flashes a lot when you shoot him. I could cuss him like epilepsy. He flashes a lot. That's like a minor note, but
hey, look.
And yeah, there's...
You can't jump through
you can't jump through those. Yeah, see? And I knew I couldn't jump through those in that other area. It might be a bug in the next one. Maybe they were marked as fall through, those platforms in that next area.
Well, we got to find out now.
Yeah.
What's this for? This little
it's just
alcove.
A box there.
It's just an alcove.
You can duck down. I think the alcove on the left there might have something in it, but
yeah,
you can't check now because you can't go left. No going left, Ed.
Right. There's this thing.
So yeah, there's contact damage in the game, and even when those little circle robot things with those things, when they fly in, actually I don't know if they hurt you as they fly in, but if you touch them while they're active, they do hurt you. There is contact damage in the game. Now, certain enemies, it's kind of okay for there to be contact damage. For instance, maybe this guy's head having contact damage. An enemy that's moving really fast. Yeah, you need to double jump and air dash perfectly to get over that.
Yeah.
You need perfect timing.
Like, that hitbox is frustrating.
Yeah.
I touched his horn with my leg.
It's a little unforgiving. Like, this boss in particular is pretty unforgiving. Like, there, you just did it perfectly there. Yeah. You really have to get that perfectly. With a smaller hitbox, I think this would be a little more manageable, a little less frustrating. But again, I mean,
yeah, I'm not saying it should be easier. I'm just saying it should be telegraphed better. That's all. It's like, you know.
Yeah, you could even make the boss. You could even make the boss bigger. Actually.
Yeah. You
could make the boss bigger and make the player's hitbox smaller. That's an option, and it would keep the difficulty exactly where it is, but it would feel more fair when you get killed. So, is this a fall through platform? Let's find out. Press down and jump. It is fall through.
This one is.
Yeah.
So that's inconsistent.
But it's concrete, and it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was playing it a week ago, this was not a fall through platform. And I don't think it should be a fall through platform because I think you're supposed to know to make stairs out of those previous destroyable boxes to get up there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of the strategy of the game, is to know to do that, or to figure out to do that.
Fucking die. Also, so the best strategy so far has been to run past everything. Did you notice that? Or is that just me?
For you, yeah. Because you get hit by everything.
Well,
but everything has contact damage. That's one of the issues.
I mean, oh, come on! What is that?
Even Gunstar heroes didn't have very much contact damage. Like, things that did contact damage, they were moving fast and looked like they should hurt you when they were moving. But like normal enemies, you could grab them and chuck them around. That was one of the mechanics of Gunstar heroes, was you could grab enemies and chuck them around. It was fun as hell. You could also, when you're playing 2 players, throw your friend around, which was annoying as hell. But I'm not saying the game needs to have any kind of a grab mechanic in it. But the contact damage can be pretty annoying. Like, these balls, they should probably do contact damage, because they're moving fast, they're falling on top of you. But those enemies that are just floating and shooting bullets at you, those probably shouldn't have contact damage. The big robot, that should probably have contact damage. Like, not everything, though, should have contact damage in the game, and absolutely everything does. And the player hitbox is too big, exacerbating that issue. And to balance it out, I mean, just give the player, you could give the player less continues, less lives per continue, less hearts per, just lower their overall hit points, basically.
But also, why have continues at all?
Yeah, it's designed with the old school arcade philosophy. Now, if you design it without continues at all, people are going to think that they beat the game when they just pressed the start button every time it said continue.
Those people are correct. You're saying that your definition of beating the game is different than getting to the end credits.
Right.
Many people, to them, that is completing the game. Doesn't matter if they had to restart it 10 times or not.
In a modern design sense, probably, yeah.
I mean, continues, sending you back to the beginning of the game after 3 continues is fine.
But then a shmup is only 15 minutes long. You get 15 minutes of gameplay out of a shmup.
That is true.
And to beat a shmup, you have to beat it on 1 credit. That's the given. That's the general. That's the given. If you want to consider yourself to have beaten a shmup, you have to beat it on 1 credit.
I mean, you're the expert on these issues,
yes,
but
100%.
But who cares how long a game is? What matters is how fun it is. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, one way to gate progress, yes, is to limit the number of continues the player has. That is kind of an archaic way to do it.
I mean, if I want to keep playing the game, let me keep playing the game. Don't make me restart it if I don't want to.
Yeah.
That was fine 20 years ago.
I do appreciate when you're... I think you don't have to do it that way now, but... Yeah, I see it from both sides. I can definitely see it from both sides. Like, this game requires you to get good enough at it to beat it. On, like 4 credits, I think. And even that, I probably wouldn't consider that actually beating a game. So technically, I haven't beaten the game before. I beat it within their arbitrary number of allotted credits, right? But
hopefully you're getting close to wrapping this up, because I'm going to die again. And I don't want to go through it a 4th time.
Yeah. Contact damage. Don't add a grab mechanic. Items don't disappear. That's one thing.
That is nice.
I tested that out.
Yeah.
The power-ups, the new guns. The last boss, we didn't get to him, but he's, when I played, he was very anticlimactic. I killed him in like 6 seconds.
What?
Yeah.
How?
I had a power-up gun and I just shot him a lot.
Oh. Alright.
There is quite a lot of influence from Gunstar heroes in the game. There might be like too much influence from one game almost, but that's not really a big deal. Yeah, I already said the enemies could have more personality. Just throw some eyes on them. The slimes would look kind of like Puyo Puyo blobs if you put eyes on them, I guess, but you could make them different than Puyo Puyo eyes, though. You put eyes on anything.
Put eyes on the car. Even.
And the color saturation for the backgrounds, especially in the first level. Here it's fine actually, but in parts of the game it's hard to separate the foreground from the background. There's a lot moving on screen, a lot of explosions, and everything is just a bright saturated color. So desaturating the background might be a way to help that situation. There may be other ways, but that would be the easiest way, would be to desaturate that daytime background earlier in the game, or make it different colors than the explosions and the characters and everything happening in the foreground.
Yeah, that first level in particular, kind of hard to.
Yeah, that was
wrap your
actually
eyes
it.
around.
That was actually it for all my notes. So yeah, I had a lot to say. Hopefully, it wasn't too harsh. I was trying to be constructively critical of the game because yeah, I like it, and I want it to be great.
And you know me, this is certainly not my kind of game, but it's interesting enough that this is my third time starting from the beginning, so it can't be all bad. Hey, my car.
Yeah, the car gets blown up really fast. Like, that definitely wasn't in there last week when I was playing it. Yeah, and her arm.
That's frustrating.
I love the design of the character's arm. Like it's so perfect for a grab. By the way,
Do you think?
like it's almost as if she was designed with a grab mechanic in mind, but then they just didn't put the grab mechanic in.
How do you mean a grab?
You
What
can
do you
just
mean?
grab enemies and throw them into each other.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, like smaller enemies, obviously not this guy, but yeah, Gunstar Heroes and Mischief Makers, that was key mechanics. It was the key mechanic of Mischief Makers, and it was one of the mechanics of Gunstar Heroes.
Well, to me, it just looks like a big gun. That's all.
Oh, well, she has a gun and a big hand. The other
She
arm
has a
is a big
big
hand.
hand?
Yeah.
Her other hand is a big hand.
Yeah, you'll see it. It'll show up. It doesn't really look like it from the running animation. But it's a big hand. Let's see if in the standing animation maybe. Yeah, there you go. See? See that big hand she's
you're
got right there?
right.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's awesome. I like that. She has two big hands though. One of them's a gun.
How many levels are there, by the way?
5.
So this is level 4?
Level 4, yeah.
All right, so I got decently far. For a person of my skill, which is to say almost nothing. I believe this is the end. I'm very close to death.
Yeah, you have 1 life left.
Oh, no.
I think we'll do a bonus run after this. Joe will do a bonus run.
Because you want to beat it.
Yeah, well, I want to see if I can beat it. I want to see the end. I want to see if I can get to the end. You can just not continue and I'll just start it.
Yeah. Oh.
Or I could just play from here.
Too late.
Too late.
Why don't you restart?
All right, we're just gonna restart.
I'm gonna open this
You could
drink.
have seen how far you
Sorry.
had gotten. Here, let me take a drink real quick before we get into this.
Sorry, that controller's probably a little sweaty. This is a tense game.
It's pretty tense, yeah.
Today we're drinking Wegmans brand Black Cherry Vanilla Sparkling Water. Sparkling carbonated, sparkling water, calorie free.
All right, let's see. Let's see how we do here. Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
Look at all these slimes. Look how many of them there are.
Slimes, bats, spiders, skeletons, zombies.
Yeah, I don't know about those slimes, man. I don't like. I guess those have to have contact damage, right?
Well, because they don't
What
do
else can
anything
they do?
I mean, they could have contact damage when they're jumping towards you, but when they're perfectly still,
Yeah.
not necessarily, I guess.
Well, the explosion on that enemy seems a little bit more forgiving. On those enemies when they drop onto you, those floating, shooting metal enemies. I don't know what to call them. The circles. There's so many circles in the game. Everything's a circle. I can't call the enemy the circle enemy because they're all circles. They're made out of circles. See, I might not have as much commentary while I'm playing.
Right.
But this is kind of bonus material. I just want to see if I can get to the end of the game and see what they've changed at the end part of the game at this point. This is kind of a bonus run.
Was there a patch since you last played?
Well, the car gets destroyed in that 3rd level.
Oh yeah, I guess
So
there was. Yeah.
there definitely is some stuff has been changed. I haven't noticed too much else. Yeah, I haven't really noticed anything else specifically. Oh, the fall through platform over in that one concrete platform that is not supposed to be a fall through platform as far as we know. That has been turned into a fall through platform. Probably an error.
You
You
think?
think? I think so.
It doesn't play like an error, but
It doesn't play like it, but it's concrete, and you couldn't jump through concrete earlier in the game. That's the only concrete that you can jump through. It doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, but it just so happens there's a power up on there, so I don't know. I feel like it's intentional.
You can get the power up though. There's a puzzle. I'll show you. I'll show you what I'm talking. I mean, okay.
I know. Yeah.
You
I
know
we were
about
talking
the
about
puzzle.
the stairs
Alright.
thing earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of defeats the purpose of that stairs puzzle. So I'm pretty sure that it's an error. that
Although
you
in
can
a game
just
like
jump
this,
through.
who really needs a puzzle, right?
Yeah,
Maybe that's part of it.
it's a puzzle that actually the first time I knew what to do because I've seen stuff like that before. I can't remember exactly where. But then the second time I blew it up. I blew up the steps and I couldn't get through because it wasn't a jump through. So I know it was not a fall through platform in the version before.
Yeah, without knowing I guess the coding philosophy, it's hard to say whether it was intentional or not. I guess you just go based on what you think.
See, I
what
really
your
want to be hitting
intuition
him
is.
right now.
Yeah. You haven't gotten hit yet. You're doing pretty well.
Oh, there you go. I thought I was going to duck from that. I thought that duck would duck low enough. Boy, was I incorrect. Alright, let's do this.
Yeah, the hitbox is frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem, and that should be an easy fix.
It's easy. You just add a variable.
Yeah, I mean,
But in this case,
I don't like to say. Yeah, that's why I'm a little hesitant to say that because I don't know how their game is organized, how it's programmed, and everything. And
yeah,
I'm not even the main programmer of GameSoup anymore. I'm not even the programmer at GameSoup anymore. So I don't want to overstep my bounds too much on that type of stuff.
Well, this is a little simpler than a situation where you need to record information. This is changing the size of a bounding box
Yeah.
to whatever.
Yeah,
you know?
it shouldn't be too hard, but
Yeah, I think I was reading over the weekend some reading material concerning Super Mario World and some of the influential mechanics of it. And one of the things was incredibly forgiving hitboxes for enemies. You know, for you can almost touch enemies without taking damage.
yeah, that's
And your hitbox also
The-
being super small. Like
the more forgiving you can possibly be, the
Yeah.
better. Like you can't make the game completely. Oh, damn it! You can't make the game completely easy, but you can increase the difficulty in other ways. But as far as hitboxes go, you always want to give the player the advantage. It's just.
Yeah, because if you were to like here's how I kind of think of it, right?
Is this taking forever?
It is taking forever. There you go.
I feel like that took way longer than when you were playing.
If if the player gets hit by something that they feel like they like when I was ducking earlier and my gun got hit by a bullet and I took damage, I felt like that shouldn't have hurt me. That
So-
feels really bad.
See, this is what you're supposed to do here.
Right, yeah. But if if you're like touching an enemy and you didn't take damage, you feel like you were lucky enough or skilled enough to get away, you just barely got away, and that feels really good. So like it is two they're opposite ends of the spectrum. One feels terrible and one feels amazing, you know?
Yeah.
So and it's all about that illusion of, well, I guess not necessarily illusion, but part of it is like, oh, like wow, I did really well. I feel like I've leveled up, you know, like I've gained experience playing this game and all that. It's like
And the
it's player psychology, you know, like
yeah,
you shouldn't ignore it. And in this case,
the more that I learn about game design, the more I realize you're really just trying to trick the player into thinking that they're accomplishing something and thinking that they figured something out on their own and that they're good at something.
yeah, dude, you know, that's what art is. Art is just
Probably
tricking
game-
other people into thinking things that you want them to think.
Yeah, well, maybe you're right.
I mean, that's not like,
I think games really exemplify it, though,
yeah, I think so. I think
more
so
than any other
things.
art form
'Cause,
that I
you
can
know,
think of right now.
Because games have a behind the scenes component that like a portrait doesn't have, you know. Part of it that you'll never see, everything under the hood.
What the fuck? That's not what I meant to do. Did not mean to fall. Well, he died fast.
Yeah, like films are the same way. If you see a guy get killed in the film, you know he didn't die for real, but the idea is to trick your brain into thinking that actually happened. That's a similar thing.
The voice acting in the game's a little.
Voice acting. Was there actually any voice acting? All I heard was the laugh.
Oh, there was the laugh. Yeah, she said. He also said, "Let's go."
Oh.
I like the "Let's go" actually. I like the. Yeah. It's sort of like an homage to, yeah. Well, Mischief Makers.
It does feel like Mischief
Yeah,
Makers. To
it
some
kinda does,
degree,
yeah. Like the main character, I feel like she's Marina in another lifetime.
We should play that sometime because that's a pretty short one.
Yeah. Ed and I both love Mischief Makers. Joe loves any game that Treasure's ever made. Joe loves, but we both love Mischief Makers.
Even Mick Kids?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait, not Mick Kids. It was Ronald McDonald Treasureland Adventure.
What's Mick Kids then?
I don't know. That's
MC.
That's a NES game. That was Mick Kids. That's a different game.
But they're both McDonald's branded games,
Yeah,
right?
they're both McDonald's branded games. So
Are
is
you
Mick,
sure
so is Mick and Mac Global Gladiators. It's not by Treasure though.
Oh, so Mick Kids was not a Treasure game.
No, that Ronald McDonald Treasureland Adventure is that's a Treasure game.
Like I have to say the whole.
That's a great game, by the way. Oh man, we should play that.
Oh, that's the more you play as Ronald McDonald.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember playing that at your house actually when we were toddlers.
Toddlers?
No,
Actually,
we
I
were
don't think I played that
teenagers.
until I was a teen. Actually,
Yeah,
I don't think I
yeah.
actually owned or played Ronald McDonald Treasureland Adventure until I was a teen. I was really popular at my school because I owned Ronald McDonald's Treasureland Adventure. Oh man!
Christ.
I could go back in time. I wouldn't do it any differently.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. You know, people always say that. I wish I could go back in time.
I actually kind of do, but I probably wouldn't change that part.
I mean, everybody wishes they could go back in time, but nobody would do anything differently.
I would do a bunch of stuff differently. I've actually made some really poor decisions that led to a lot of pain and depression.
Okay, well, that stuff.
Anyway, let's just leave it at that. Back to playing Gun Crazy. Which way? Oh, fuck, it goes that way first. I messed up. I'll blame you, though, Ed.
Oh.
Okay, I think this one we want to go over here, when it goes like that. Oh, fucking shit, you just need to jump straight up
it's
there.
that kind of thing.
Yeah, you just have to memorize it. Oh, I fucked up. I fucked up so badly. Okay. I might actually get to the last phase here. They might have upped the hit points of this guy so that you actually see the last phase. That might be what happened. What happened? 'cause
maybe.
He usually died around here when I was playing before. Yeah, he is going to that last phase now.
Oh, this is the easiest of all the phases.
It is pretty easy. You just have to pretty much just keep moving.
He's given up at this point.
Yeah, that's all he's got left. I kind of like when bosses get weaker. Whoa, he's looping.
He is.
I've never seen anyone do this badly at this boss before. Oh fuck! I did not mean to dash there. Whoops. My fault. Oh, good going. Probably not the best place to be. Wow, he's really.
Yeah.
That took a long time.
Every time you die in this game, all the enemies get more health. I'm just kidding.
Well, that's
not
one
true.
way to balance it.
Semi-pro.
Yeah, that's not true though. Yeah.
You just
As
got
far
an
as we know.
achievement. What could this achievement possibly be? You know what?
Semi-pro.
We can't look it up because I don't know how to use Steam. I don't.
All right,
What
let's
is
just-
Steam?
Let's just keep going here because this episode is going pretty long.
Can you pause real quick? I need to.
All
I
right,
just want
all
to pull up OBS to make sure. I mean, I know we're still recording, but
Yeah.
I always like to have.
Fair
it up.
enough. Fair enough. This is bonus content, by the way. This part of the episode is the bonus content. We went over all of our major critiques and review of the game already. We are just kind of rambling and enjoying one more run of the game by Joe this time instead of Ed, to see if we can get a little bit further this time. Come on, I want my bullets to go across the
Yeah.
screen. There's only a few instances where it really matters. And that was one of them. Like, just give it to me.
Yeah, but the game is 25 minutes long. Every instance that matters is important.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
There's so few instances of the game at all because it's a short game.
Yeah. So like, if there are any instances where that does matter, then the problem becomes magnified.
Yeah. I really am curious. I hope we get to the last boss because I really am curious if they changed the last boss, because the last boss actually wasn't even like anything unique. It was just like a big robot. It might have actually been a palette swap of one of the other bosses in the game.
Oh, you know what? I read the patch notes, actually. There was an update, and they read that the final boss is now Ronald McDonald and Ronald McDonald's Treasure
You
Adventure.
liar. You liar. It's Dynamite Hetty. The last boss is Dynamite Hetty. And Treasure Don't Sue. You know what would be great? If all the Treasure characters were just open source and public domain. But actually,
Yeah, they wouldn't. No.
that wouldn't really matter because nobody knows anything about
know.
Treasure characters. Only me. It's only me.
You know, I haven't seen a game from them in a long while.
Yeah, it has been a while.
But they're
hasn't
still around. To the best of my knowledge. Like, I look them up on Wikipedia every couple of years because I'm like, are they still a thing? And it turns out they still are, but...
Yeah, they make licensed games and stuff sometimes. And they actually used to never make sequels, but they started making sequels to their games. And they actually had, like, one of the programmers or something had a small hand in... What the hell was that game? We played it on the channel, actually, a while ago. It was the Guardian Heroes clone.
Oh,
But in
Princess? Code of Princess?
Yeah, Code of Princess. That's
that
it.
it? Yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty fun. You'll never destroy my car. I'll protect it. I'll protect it to the... Oh, come on. I was trying to get through there. I should have dashed. That would have been a great use of the dash. Was that my first continue, though?
I don't think so.
No, that was my first continue. I'm pretty sure it was my first continue.
Okay.
It's not my first death, but
I mean,
my
I
first
hope it
continue.
was.
Yeah, that was actually harder to dodge when you were on the car because you didn't have any time to see when those ouch, when those were coming down, when those missiles were coming down. I obviously don't have all the patterns completely memorized yet. I've played the game 3 times before this, and I beat it on the last try. But yeah, the last boss was like, I really hope they changed the last boss. I hope that was like just a temporary last boss. Man, I think they upped the hit points on the bosses too, by the way.
Well, that's good, though.
I do like that he destroys the car, though. Gives you more freedom to move around here. Because... Oops, ouch. Oh, there he goes. Oh, he had to get that one last shot in on me, though. Yeah, I do like that they move the car because it makes that attack where he drops the missiles on you actually dodgeable. It was really hard to dodge when you were on the back of that car. Okay, so we're on the 4th level. I like this song in this level.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. It's very quiet.
Yeah,
It
well,
is
there's a
incredibly
lot of explosions over it.
You want to turn down the sound a lot and turn up the music a lot?
That's fine.
Oh.
All right, sure.
Whatever.
There you go. Now you can hear it.
It's still
the
not...
sound is still really fucking loud.
Yeah. I have a question for the dev.
What is it?
Your audio sliders, are they based on a linear scale?
Where the sound effects made in VFXer, by the way? That's what I'm curious about.
Ooh,
because
sounds like it.
Yeah, like this sound effect especially. Like the music sounds really good, but yeah, the sound effects sound a little less good. I mean, they're fine. Like for this game, they're fine.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. It's not a major change. Like it wouldn't make or it's not going to make or break the game. Rebindable controls will make or break the game, but changing the sound effects, they're good enough. They're definitely good enough.
Yeah, the only option is...
I wonder how big the market is for a game like this, though. That's just like straight arcade game with a limited number of continues.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's me, I'm the market, but I don't know anyone else. I know no one else in my life that this design philosophy really appeals to.
I mean, granted, our sphere of influence is rather small, right?
True,
our circle
yeah.
of friends is pretty small. But...
Yeah, but they all play video games or have played video games, so
it is a little disconcerting, I guess.
And I'm pretty much the only one that would. This isn't going to go far enough. Come on, man.
No, I only like games where you're given the illusion of progression
yeah.
via very multi-layered.
Oh, come on. I tried to grab it. Didn't give it to me. Oh, son of a bitch. You know what I tried to do? I keep trying to do this. Down and jump to do a slide. I keep trying to slide. I'd love if there was a slide in the game. It doesn't need to be there. That's overkill. Oh, son of a bitch. I'm just going to have to take a damage here. A damage. One damage.
I feel the same way about the dash, though. Like, there were a couple situations where it was useful, like in the last boss fight, maybe. But other than that, I felt like it, more often than not, led me into getting hit, because there's so much happening. You know, not that that's the game's fault, it's my fault, but it's a trap. Because when I was playing this level, I would keep dashing and dash right into those tanks. But don't listen to me, because this is not my kind of game, and I don't play it normally.
Do listen to me.
God, this thing has a lot of ammo.
Yeah, it never runs out. Oh, the gun I have. I thought you were talking about the enemy.
Oh.
Yeah, it does. And it does a lot of fucking damage, too. I think this is what I had when I got to the last boss. And it just melted. So hopefully that's not the case anymore. Even if it is just the simple last boss, if it's the same last boss, hopefully he has more hit points. Or it's somewhat less anticlimactic. More exciting. But again, this is 2 days before release. So they might add all that stuff between now and then. Unfortunately, our video on this probably won't come out until around the day it releases. Can I just kill this thing? And I want to kill this thing first, and then I want to grab the power up so that I make maximum use of my ammo. Well, that has really low ammo. Oh, look how fast it goes away.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty fast.
Well, you know what's different about the laser, though? If you only shoot it for a short amount of time, it doesn't go all the way across the screen.
Oh, it wasn't like that before?
I think it's just different than the other guns.
Oh,
that's
I
what
see.
sort of separates it from the other. I don't think that's enough to really separate it to make it really warrant being another gun.
That's
but,
pretty minor.
Yeah, like the exploding gun, the red one, and the machine gun. Like the machine gun and the laser are pretty similar, but the exploding red gun, I think it's different enough. I would maybe make it more like of a spread shot. Maybe make the bullet smaller, make it spread out to 5 shots, like a Contra style spread shot. And still, you could still have exploding bullets. It's fine too, but you could separate it out to, like, I don't know, grenade launcher would be a potential other gun. I don't know if that would break the balance in any way, but they are. Actually, I don't know if the guns are random. I don't know if you get a random gun every time you get a power up. That might be random. But if it's not random and you can control which power up you're giving, like in a Contra, the old Contra games, the power ups are always the same in every spot. That game was perfectly controlled, which I like. For an arcade game, I like for the experience to be exactly the same each time. But, wow, that guy melted. But yeah, you could just give them the guns in a place where it's appropriate and not completely broken. So like if the grenade launcher would be too good in one certain section, just don't give it to them. I don't know, it doesn't have to be a grenade launcher. You could. There's really many kinds of guns you can have in a platformer. A run and gun platformer, as they call this genre. I never really liked that name. That was kind of corny. But I think that's the official name of this genre.
I call it a jump and shoot man.
Jump and shoot man, yeah, that's a good one. Oh man, a lot of the same enemies in a row. I think this is the point in the game where actually every time I get here I think, well, this is getting a little repetitive, and then it gets. We're almost there though. I think like right at that point, it's like tank and then a bunch of the same enemies that you've seen again and again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
And then we get a boss, and then, but the boss is like pretty similar to other enemies that we've seen. He shoots like circular explosions, which is a little different, but. Ouch. Continue? Sure. Don't mind if I do. Oh, I lost my gun, though, when I continued. Oh, this is going to take extra time now. I was trying to be a little cautious with my bullets because I wanted to put as many of those machine gun bullets into them as I could. Oh, come on. God, this is hard to dodge. This is hard as hell to dodge. Who do you think you are? A robot? I'm a human being. I have more value than you. Actually, I don't know. Is our character a robot or a human being? Come on. Can the hitbox be a little smaller? Like,
yeah, right.
Please.
And this is
Goofy, please.
Yeah. This is like an alternate reality Mega Man game, basically, right? Instead of you're just a female instead of a male.
I mean, she's got like the arm cannon on, so there's obviously like a little bit of Mega Man influence, but I think Treasure games are more of an influence. Fucking shit, man. God damn it! The way that shoots,
Yeah.
You really gotta like know. You really gotta plan ahead for that. You gotta know it's coming, and you gotta dodge before he shoots, because he can create that wall that just prevents you,
Like what?
from being able to dodge.
Yeah. I didn't even see what hit you there.
Yeah, and the sprites are big. The sprites in the game are big, and the hitboxes are huge,
Yeah.
gigantic. Probably for the enemies too, which is fine, but the player, it's not fine.
Big sprites is great. Big hitboxes is not. Like there's a world of difference.
God, this guy has a lot of hit points. Yeah, I think they upped the hit points on the bosses. I gotta say, I'm almost positive they upped the hit points on the bosses, because this is way harder. Feels harder.
I think this is your last continue too.
No, I think I got another one.
You think? All right. I hope so.
Well, if we don't make it, I blame the game. Wait, congratulations? What, was that the end? Was that level 4? I thought there were 5 levels.
Oh.
I could have sworn there was another level after that.
And you said you remember a different final boss.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think
Oh.
that was... I don't remember that being the last boss. I think there was a different last boss. I don't know. Maybe my memory's hazy from last week. Congratulations, Heart. I guess we did it!
Wait, just loops.
Wait, it just loops the same credit. Voice actor. Special thanks.
Well, all
And
right.
you.
I'm pretty great at the game because I got to the last boss. So there.
So yeah.
Wow. All right. 4 levels. That was pretty anticlimactic.
Performed by Karen Sen and Megan Christian. Oh, there was 2 voice actors, but it doesn't say the developer's name. It's just special thanks in the voice acting. So thanks to Grab the Games for providing us with a copy of this title. Thank you to Ritual Games for creating the title. And well, if you're watching this, Ritual Games, we hope that you found our criticism to be constructive. I liked it. I do like the game, and I think it could be really great. It's so close. And thank you, GameSoup viewers, for watching. We like you.